interested in this bout because I've been wondering how Julian Wheeler will react to the pressure of an Olympic Games. He's got very little international experience.
Julian Wheeler, 21 years of age, defeated Ivan Robinson to make the United States team at the box offs. He is 5'8" out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. And he is the first Navy man on the U.S. boxing team since Dwayne Bobbitt in 1972. And there is Wheeler in the ring. Stands 5'8". Wheeler is a very interesting story. And there is Ramazi Paliani of the Unified Team.
Boy, what an omen to be the first Navy man since Dwayne Bobbitt, who was starched by Teofilo Stevenson in those 1972 games.
And it was a young Stevenson. That was a surprise because Bobbitt was the favorite.
Well, you know, there are false favorites everywhere.
And
go to the racetrack.
Kishan Narsi of India is our referee. Julian's wife, Michelle, arrived in Barcelona just 2 days ago. Their second child, Julian Jr., was born on July the 18th. Julian got off the plane, arrived here in Barcelona, and found out that his son had been born.
Well, that was a great surprise for Julian Wheeler. Not only that, he won a contest run by a food company for the 12 Olympic boxers representing the U.S. The winner would receive an expense-paid trip for a family member. He won that also. So he's on a pretty good roll.
So Julian Wheeler, live boxing action on the red channel, and the Dream Team getting set to start on the blue channel against Detlef Schrempf and Germany. Magic Johnson, who suffered an injury against Croatia the other night with a hamstring problem, and also may have twisted his knee a little bit. He was here at the boxing last night. Doesn't look like he'll be playing this evening, as the Dream Team continues to thrill crowds throughout Barcelona, both on the street and on the court. That getting set on the blue channel.
Meanwhile, a very slow start to this bout for both fighters. Wheeler actually started a bit quicker in the Olympic trials, in which he beat Ivan Robinson, a fighter that he was not supposed to beat. In fact, a lot of people did not think that he did beat him.
And everyone was talking about Ivan Robinson and Arnaldo Mesa of Cuba possibly squaring off for a gold in this weight class.
And neither one of them are here.
Not the man at the Olympic Games.
Julian Wheeler, perhaps the least known of the American team, although another gentleman fighting tonight, Montel Griffin, is pretty much anonymous as well. Two guys not expected to make the team, and they are here.
This is only the 13th international fight for Julian Wheeler,
which is precisely 12 more, I believe, than Montel Griffin has.
Just past the midway point of this first round.
Julian Wheeler has hardly thrown a punch yet.
We asked him about nerves when he stepped into the ring. He said it's good to be nervous. It helps you concentrate.
Well, it is good to be nervous because it does heighten the fighter's awareness somewhat, but it is not good to be tight. And right now, Wheeler looks a little bit tight. See, he's not reacting there when Paliani comes in like that. Instead of letting his right hand go, instead he was a beat slow to react, and they fell into a clinch. It's happened again right there.
Paliani in the blue of the Unified Team, Julian Wheeler out of Virginia Beach, and the U.S. Navy in the red. And Paliani stumbles backward.
Julian Wheeler just not using his jab, not letting his hands go. We've seen this in a lot of fighters in their first bout in this tournament, a lot of nervousness.
The Unified Team lost their first one. Well, one thing about Julian Wheeler, 88 United States featherweight candidate, because Kelsey Banks was knocked out by Rogelio Tour in the first round of his first bout.
Yes, he was, and that was probably one of the biggest shockers to the U.S. Olympic team right off the bat in Seoul. Rogelio Tour has gone on to be a very, very good featherweight and junior lightweight in New York, where he lives and fights out of now. Kelsey Banks also developed somewhat as a pro, but has been beaten a couple of times.
And if you go back to 1984's team, Meldrick Taylor, a 17-year-old, won the gold medal in the featherweight category. So Wheeler hopes to achieve Taylor's success rather than Banks.
Taylor and Banks. Those are familiar names, especially to you.
Well, Lawrence Taylor and Carl Banks of the New York Giants. Different sport.
Right. Julian Wheeler's got a tough task here because he's in a pretty rough bracket. He's got Eddie Suarez of Cuba. He's got the gentleman who we just saw fight in our previous bout here, Rakatamanga, who's a good puncher.